cheapest ticket starts at $255. Premium seats cost $2,550.
The sports world is on fire, and it's all centered around one name, Caitlin Clark.
If you ain't in the Steph Curry shape, that's how she plays, bro. She gonna give you more than 10. She can shoot, and she got work, bro.
The upcoming WNBA season opener featuring Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese has sparked an unprecedented frenzy, shattering expectations and turning the basketball world upside down. Ticket prices for this game have reached jaw-dropping heights, $255 just to get in the door, and courtside seats soaring to an unbelievable $2,550.
There is a lot of appropriate attention on Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever, and we found out that the Fever Storm game from over the weekend drew 2.2 million viewers, which is massive. The WNBA has 18 games this season where they've had more than 1 million viewers average, and 16 of those 18 have featured Caitlin Clark. So you cannot deny the connectivity of Caitlin Clark playing basketball and people wanting to watch. If she's playing, they will come, they will watch the game.
These numbers aren't just high, they're historic, rivaling, and even surpassing many NBA season openers. The demand is overwhelming, a clear testament to the Clark effect. But this isn't just about ticket prices, it's about Caitlin Clark's unparalleled influence. Her meteoric rise has transformed what could have been a typical season opener into the event of the year.
And it just is not going to stop here on the collegiate tour. But when she is the #1 pick in the WNBA draft, she's gonna lift that league up.
Fans, critics, and even casual viewers are captivated by the anticipation of this rematch. The so-called rivalry with Angel Reese, hyped up by the media, has only added fuel to the fire. Yet, let's be real, this isn't much of a rivalry when Clark's impact is leagues ahead. While Reese tries to keep up, Caitlin Clark has single-handedly turned the WNBA into must-watch entertainment.
The ratings were phenomenal because of Caitlin Clark. She didn't want to take credit for all of those ratings, but we all realize that Caitlin Clark single-handedly is responsible for the WNBA mattering.
This ticket pricing madness proves one thing: Clark is in a league of her own. Her presence alone is reshaping how the world views women's basketball, pushing boundaries and forcing even the harshest critics to take notice.
What is she doing wrong? What more do you want from Caitlin Clark? Seriously, what more do you want from her? She's focusing on the game. She lifted her team up, got them to the playoffs, won Rookie of the Year, and then also is denouncing racial tensions when she's asked about it. I'm sorry, I don't see anything more that Caitlin Clark should have done or could have done.
The stage is set for a showdown that's less about competition and more about watching Caitlin Clark dominate once again. And with her massive fan base, unmatched skill, and undeniable marketability, this season opener is destined to be a spectacle like no other. So buckle up, because we're about to dive deep into the incredible hype, the shocking numbers, and how Caitlin Clark is leaving Angel Reese and the rest of the WNBA in her dust. The countdown to the WNBA season opener has begun, and the excitement is electrifying. Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are set to face off in what's being hailed as one of the most anticipated matchups in women's basketball history.
Caitlin Clark, what she's doing doesn't minimize what they've done, but we should have been giving her the credit. We saw the ratings, we saw the merchandise sales, we saw the attendance, but y'all want to make it about something else. Oh, what about the women that laid the foundation? What about this? What about it? That ain't got nothing to do with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is box office. She's doing this. And instead of giving her credit, y'all tried to make it about, oh, y'all poo-pooing the old guard. Y'all never talked about the old guard like this. Nah, I ain't gonna let it slide.
This isn't just any game, it's the rematch that fans have been clamoring for ever since their college days. While Reese continues to ride the media wave of rivalry, it's Clark who's undeniably the star of the show, bringing attention and excitement that the WNBA has rarely, if ever, seen before.
So there comes the female GOAT, and these women are going from having 3,000 people in their arenas to 20,000.
The hype around this game is reflected in one shocking figure: ticket prices. Fans are willing to pay upwards of $255 just to get through the doors, with premium courtside seats going for a staggering $2,550. To put this in perspective, these prices are higher than almost every NBA season opener except one. Let that sink in. A WNBA game is now commanding prices comparable to the biggest names in men's basketball. And it's not because of the league itself, it's because Caitlin Clark is headlining the event.
All of this success is due to the presence of one player in the league, and that is a generational talent named Caitlin Clark. She's the reason the WNBA just won the lottery.
Her ability to draw crowds, spark rivalries, and dominate the narrative is rewriting the rules for women's sports. The demand for tickets is not only a testament to Clark's star power, but also a stark contrast to the WNBA's historical struggles with attendance. For years, WNBA games had ticket prices as low as $8, and in some cases, entire arenas struggled to fill seats. But Clark's presence has flipped that script entirely. Her magnetism on and off the court is driving fans to invest in the league in a way no other player has managed.
Watch her play. She plays at a high level, highly skilled. She's the best passer in America, and she's the best shooter in America.
The media is billing this game as a showdown, but for most fans, it's an opportunity to see Caitlin Clark in action, dominating, inspiring, and showcasing why she's the biggest draw in women's basketball. What makes this even more remarkable is the timing. The game is months away, yet the buzz has already reached a fever pitch. Social media is ablaze with fans debating, predicting, and speculating about how the game will unfold. Angel Reese may be a part of the conversation, but it's clear who the real star is.
You know what the average attendance is when Caitlin Clark plays home or the road?
What?
15,300.
Wow.
Okay? 15,300.
People aren't paying over $2,000 for courtside seats to watch layup misses or rebounds. They're paying to witness the brilliance of Caitlin Clark. The frenzy surrounding this matchup has transcended the WNBA, grabbing headlines and attention from fans of all sports.
What Caitlin Clark does is kind of simple, really. She shows up at games. She signs autographs, she talks to little girls wearing jerseys, she smiles to the crowd, and then here's the most important thing. She competes like a maniac. I mean like a maniac.
This season opener isn't just a game, it's a cultural moment. The WNBA is about to step into uncharted territory, and it's Caitlin Clark who's leading the charge. Whether you're a diehard basketball fan or just curious about the hype, one thing is certain, this isn't a matchup you want to miss. The media frenzy surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's upcoming matchup is nothing short of extraordinary. Every sports outlet, from traditional networks to independent YouTubers, is weighing in on this season opener. Isn't just a game, it's a cultural moment. The WNBA is about to step into uncharted territory, and it's Caitlin Clark who's leading the charge. Whether you're a diehard basketball fan or just curious about the hype, one thing is certain, this isn't a matchup you want to miss. The media frenzy surrounding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese's upcoming matchup is nothing short of extraordinary. Every sports outlet, from traditional networks to independent YouTubers, is weighing in on the game, dissecting every detail about the players, the stakes, and of course, the ticket prices. Social media platforms have been taken over by fans and critics alike, with hashtags like #ClarkEffect and #WNBAOpenner trending for days. While the WNBA has seen its share of hyped events in the past, nothing compares to the sheer volume of attention this game is generating, and Caitlin Clark is at the center of it all.
Caitlin Clark is just such a class act. She was incredible, breaking all types of records, and that's something she was certainly proud of. We saw lots of smiles on the court.
Caitlin is the face right now, and that's also good. Like, she's selling out gyms, of course. Like, why would you hate against that?
For fans of Caitlin Clark, this game is another opportunity to see their favorite player shine on the big stage. On the other hand, the so-called rivalry between Clark and Angel Reese has added an extra layer of drama.
But the attention she brought to the sport, hopefully going to have a residual effect for years to come.
They have done everything they can to diminish the impact of Caitlin Clark.
The media has played up their college rivalry, highlighting moments of tension and competition between the two. But let's be honest, when it comes to skill, performance, and influence, it's not much of a contest. Clark's achievements speak for themselves, while Reese, often seen as a counterpoint, has struggled to match up. Yet the media's obsession with creating narratives has kept Reese in the conversation, even if most fans recognize this as a David and Goliath situation with a clear favorite. Reese's supporters and detractors have been vocal, but the public sentiment overwhelmingly leans toward Clark. Even casual fans are more interested in seeing what Clark will do next rather than Reese's attempts to keep pace. Online forums, YouTube comments, and social media threads are filled with discussions about how Clark's dominance will likely overshadow any performance Reese puts up. The general consensus: this game isn't a rivalry rivalry. It's a platform for Caitlin Clark to shine even brighter. The hype isn't just limited to fans. Sports analysts are chiming in as well. Many have commented on how Caitlin Clark is single-handedly elevating the WNBA's profile. Some have even gone so far as to say that without Clark, this game would be just another blip on the league's schedule. Instead, it's become a must-watch event, and that's no small feat. Even former NBA players have weighed in, acknowledging Clark's unique ability to draw attention and bring excitement to the game.
Caitlin Clark has been the best thing, the most dominant thing to happen to the WNBA ever. Remember, there's been good players come out of college, but nobody really cared. We'd seen it. Nobody really cared.
What's even more telling is the reaction to ticket prices. While some complain about the steep costs, most fans see this as proof of Clark's unparalleled influence. People are willing to pay top dollar, not just for a basketball game, but for the chance to witness greatness. The hype around this matchup is unlike anything the WNBA has ever experienced, and it's clear that the world is watching. For Angel Reese, the spotlight might be daunting, but for Caitlin Clark, it's just another day at the office. As the media builds up the narrative, one thing is clear. Caitlin Clark has already won the battle for public opinion. The excitement, the speculation, and even the ticket sales are all testaments to her impact. Whether the media chooses to frame this as a rivalry or not, the truth is evident. Caitlin Clark is leading the charge, and the public can't wait to see her do it again. If you needed any more proof of Caitlin Clark's unparalleled influence, look no further than the staggering ticket prices for her rematch against Angel Reese. It's not just hype, it's a testament to her marketability and the overwhelming demand to see her in action. Historically, WNBA games have struggled to sell tickets at even modest prices, with some games offering seats for as little as $8. But this game is rewriting the narrative. Tickets for this season opener are starting at $255, a price that immediately raises eyebrows in the sports world. And if you want a premium courtside experience, prepare to drop an eye-watering $2,550.
Caitlin Clark came in and made such an impact on how many people started to care about the WNBA. This was the highest viewed season in the history of the league.
These numbers are more than just figures. They're a reflection of how Caitlin Clark is reshaping the WNBA. For decades, the league has been searching for a star who could bridge the gap between women's basketball and mainstream sports audiences. And now, in Clark, they've found not just a player, but a phenomenon. Her impact has turned what could have been an average game into a must-see event, with fans willing to pay prices comparable to or even exceeding those of NBA season openers. This isn't just history being made, it's a cultural shift happening in real time. What's driving these prices isn't just Clark's skill on the court, but the undeniable buzz she generates. Caitlin Clark games aren't just sporting events, they're experiences, drawing in hardcore fans, casual viewers, and even those who typically wouldn't tune in to a WNBA game. The energy she brings to every matchup is unmatched, and fans are willing to invest in that excitement. Ticketing platforms like TickPick have reported unprecedented demand for this game, with some even comparing the frenzy to that of major men's sports championships. For the WNBA, this is uncharted territory, and it's all thanks to Clark's unparalleled drawing power. But the pricing frenzy is also sparking heated debates. Critics argue that such high costs could alienate the league's core fan base, while others view it as a necessary evolution for women's sports. After all, supply and demand don't lie. If fans are willing to pay, the prices will keep climbing. And with Caitlin Clark headlining, it's clear that the demand isn't just high, it's record-breaking. Even months before the game, ticket prices continued to soar, leaving many wondering just how far they'll go.
Is pure, unadulterated jealousy. And the last clip from Angel Reese, they're watching me too. They're watching me too. It's like she's begging us to believe in her validation. And so people need to see, I think history is repeating itself, and Caitlin Clark could be raising the tide and lifting all boats. And I think Angel Reese needs to take a pill.
The rivalry narrative with Angel Reese, while heavily hyped, is doing little to steal the spotlight from Clark. Fans aren't shelling out hundreds, even thousands, to watch a competitor who's been overshadowed time and time again. They're buying tickets for the chance to see Caitlin Clark work her magic, dazzle with her skill, and redefine what it means to be a star in the WNBA. Reese's presence may add a layer of intrigue, but make no mistake, this is Clark's show. Another fascinating aspect is how Clark's influence has stretched beyond her own games. Economists and analysts have pointed out that ticket sales for other WNBA games have seen an increase simply because of the interest Clark has generated in the league. Even matchups she's not involved in are benefiting from what's now being called the Clark effect. Fans who tune in to watch her are also staying to watch the league as a whole, driving revenue and reshaping perceptions about women's basketball. This ripple effect is unprecedented, with some suggesting that Clark's economic impact could rival that of top male athletes in sports like football or basketball.
I don't think the WNBA is ready for this type of attention that she's bringing. Racism. Everybody's talking about enough with the racist BS. She's nasty. She knows how to ball. Everybody else is jealous. They're pissed off because she's getting this, like, it's ridiculous. And we're never going to advance as a species, and we're never, if he keeps having that type of attitude. It's ridiculous. It's like, what? Everything has to go back to race. Everything has to keep going back to race. She's really good. Let it be that. And the other players should shut the hell up. Like,
in the end, the ticket pricing madness is about more than just money. It's about legacy. Caitlin Clark isn't just raising the bar, she's smashing through it. She's proving that women's basketball has the potential to generate the same kind of excitement, demand, and revenue as any other major sport. The soaring ticket prices are simply a reflection of what fans already know. Caitlin Clark isn't just playing the game, she's changing it forever. Caitlin Clark is not just a player, she's a movement. From skyrocketing ticket prices to setting new standards for hype and anticipation in women's basketball, she's reshaping the WNBA in ways no one thought possible. The upcoming season opener against Angel Reese isn't just a game, it's a defining moment. With ticket prices rivaling those of the NBA and the media frenzy at an all-time high, this matchup is proof that Clark's influence is seismic. She's turned an ordinary league fixture into an unmissable cultural event, and the sports world is taking notice. The demand for tickets, the online debates, and even the rivalry narrative are all centered on one undeniable truth. Caitlin Clark is the heartbeat of the WNBA. Fans are not just buying tickets, they're investing in her legacy, witnessing history unfold with every shot, every play, and every game. Reese, Aja Wilson, or anyone else who tries to share the spotlight simply can't keep up. The Clark effect is real, and it's elevating women's basketball to heights previously unimaginable. This rematch is more than just a rivalry, it's a platform for Clark to showcase her brilliance on the biggest stage yet. And as ticket prices continue to soar and fans count down the days, one thing is clear: Caitlin Clark isn't just a game changer, she's the face of a revolution in women's sports. So as the basketball world holds its breath for May 17th, the message is loud and clear. Caitlin Clark isn't just dominating the court, she's rewriting the story of women's basketball. This season opener will be remembered as a turning point, not because of any rivalry, but because of what Clark represents: excellence, excitement, and the limitless potential of a true superstar. The question isn't whether Caitlin Clark will deliver, it's how she'll leave us in awe yet again. If you're ready to dive into the latest and greatest moments in women's basketball, you're in the right place. Here on WNBA Original, we cover everything from breaking news to inspiring stories, bringing you closer to the action and the players who make it all happen. Don't forget to hit subscribe and turn on notifications, so you'll always be the first to know what's happening on and off the court. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more from WNBA Original.